Hi there, Kirsten Neese with Cornerstone Homes, the Director of Marketing. I'm out here today at Chickahominy Falls for our Tuesdays at 2 series. I can't even remember what number this is. We've had so much fun with this series. Today I'm here with Mike Farmer with the Crescent Group, our sister company and sole developer of all the Cornerstone Homes communities. Mike is a project manager for us and has years of experience and great knowledge and a huge asset to our company. Mike, it's great to have you out here with us today. Can you tell me a little bit about your history in project management and development and kind of, how you came to where you are today?
Okay, yes, I came over here to Crescent Group from about 20 years of experience in horizontal development work and then another 25 years in land development work. Been doing this pretty much most of my life.
That's great. Well, you have been just so valuable for us, and this project here at Chickahominy Falls is pretty unique for us as a business anyway, because it's our largest development to date, and it's phases. So we have 8 different phases out here that you're coordinating all the efforts for and the infrastructure for, and it has proved to be a bit challenging at times, but really rewarding when you look around here. It's just fantastic to see phases 1 and 2 completed, and just how beautiful everything looks out here. So can you talk a little bit about the phases and development out here?
Yes, we started off with the first phase. They were single family detached lots, and came right after it and almost simultaneously with it with some condo lots here. That lots a little bit smaller but housed a little bit closer together, but it gave the customers opportunity to choose which direction they wanted to go in. So it's been very successful. It's turned out nice. It appears this is the type of living that 55 active adults want. So we're hoping to continue this.
Yeah, it's been really great out here. We have over 100 homeowners living in the community now, and by the end of the year we'll have close to 150, I think. So we're going to start walking a little bit around. I don't know, Caroline, if you want to look down the street and see what Mike was just talking about. That's phase 1 at the far side, and then phase 2 right behind us. This community is unique because we have 8 distinct neighborhoods. They all have their own vibe and feel, as Mike was saying, and different product lines and different price points, which is nice. And it's all centered around this massive pond and clubhouse structure that we'll be building. And we'll go into that in a little bit. But over here on the right, Mike, this is phase 3, right? And why don't you tell us a little bit about this development here and what we're going to be building our villa product and kind of what's going on the site today.
Sure. What we're doing here now, we're on River Falls Way. This will be like the main entrance that will service both the farmstead, 64 villa type homes here, and as you go past the end of it there, we'll go into River Falls, which again will be single family detached housing again. So we'll be bringing both of these products online, the villas first, and then the single family houses shortly thereafter. So to open up the opportunities for people to have a choice on what they would like to live in.
So all this pipe and everything that's out here, what is all this kind of? And I see some of the piping up in the what do you call that? The storm drains and everything. Tell us all about that and where that's coming from.
Yeah, right now we're working primarily on the farmstead. As you can see, we've pretty much cleared and removed all the stumps on the property. And right now we are installing the storm drainage system, which will allow positive drainage in here so that the development work can continue. Once that is complete, once the storm drainage is complete, we will get into the mass grading operation, and shortly after that you'll start seeing on the site what appears to be the building pads for all the buildings. And once the rough grading is done, that's when we get into our wet utilities, which are sanitary sewer and water, and curb and gutter follows that. Quickly thereafter, you'll start seeing roads in here with stone on them.
And then soon after that, gas and electrical?
Yeah, right after the curb and gutter, the gas and electrical, the other dry utilities, the Comcast, all of them will be coming in right behind the curb and gutter.
And then curb and gutter, after following that also is the rock that goes down underneath the base of the roadway.
Yeah,
and then
the base stone will go down, and then shortly thereafter we'll put the base asphalt down.
Great. And we just finished, and you saw previously, the final asphalt installation over in sections 1 and 2 just this year, which it just looks beautiful and so nice to have those complete. Tell us a little bit about this brick house up here, and we'll walk down the road while you're speaking.
Okay, as this section here, the farmstead, it had 2 existing houses on it. The brick house will be demolished. It is basically functionally obsolescent. The rooms are small, the closets are very small. There's not a whole lot you can do with that. So we made the decision to demolish that structure. The other house in the distance down there is a frame house, and we plan to move that to another parcel of property that we own here that's currently not part of Chickahominy Falls, but in hopes that we could renovate it and it would be an asset to the company, something we can sell later.
Great. So what is all this digging up here?
This is where they're installing storm sewer.
Okay. And is that still the farmstead section there?
Yes, the farmstead section is everything you see on the western side of River Falls Way.
And we're literally walking right down River Falls Way.
Yeah, we're walking almost right down the center of River Falls Way, and we're coming up right now on the right. This will be the main entrance to the farmstead.
And I think that's what, Orchard Vista Lane, I believe, and there'll be 4 buildings to the right, and then the remainder of the buildings will be off to the left.
4 buildings on the right, the road goes in. You have other buildings that back up to Holly Hill Road. Then it just circles around as a total, like I say, a 64
Yep.
units in here, and there are 4 units to the building.
And then right here where this mound of dirt is, this is the future clubhouse location.
Yes, we will probably start grading this site sometime around the 1st of July and start getting it ready for the future construction of the clubhouse.
Fantastic. I know everybody's anxious for that. And so this little row of trees that's here, this is all stays, and that's like wetlands, or?
Yeah, this is a little section required by the state to preserve. So that's why you see the silt fence around it and all the non-tearable ribbon to protect it, so it will not be impacted during the construction process.
Gotcha. And we're going to head down here a little bit further. As you come around River Falls Way, it turns and comes along the back side of the pond, which we're going to walk up towards.
So if you stop here for a second, you will see on your left here is a temporary sediment basin. On the left, the 2 large piles of dirt you see in front of us. River Falls Way eventually goes through those 2 piles of dirt. And once you get to the far side over there where you see the clearing limits, that is about where the single family homes, that's where they will begin, continue on back into the wooded area.
Cool. Let's walk down here and take a look at the pond, which tell us a little bit about this pond. It started out as 2 small ponds when we first got the property, and we joined them, and it's really important part of the community, not just for the benefit of the homeowners and the lifestyle and everything that they're interested in here, but also, for the infrastructure of the community.
Yes, the pond it serves 2 purposes. One of them, of course, is it's an amenity for the development. It gives you a nice water feature in here, gives you a place where the residents can congregate around the pond should they desire. But the second and probably more important role of the pond is it is our stormwater management facility. And for those that don't know, there are requirements by the state and federal government for from the stormwater runoff, and this structure right here will aid in removing those chemicals from the stormwater runoff, and thus protect the environment and also protect the Chesapeake Bay.
Right, because we are in the Chesapeake Bay watershed here in Richmond, Virginia, and that has been, something that we definitely have to watch out for and make sure that we take it great care for. So if you want to turn around, like, this is a massive BMP that we're having to build, and this will eventually be filled in. But for right now, it's there to service, to help with the stormwater runoff and management of everything and required by county and state.
Yeah, the sediment basins are in place to prevent sediment from getting in the streams, which in our case ultimately get to the Chickahominy River. Prevents that sediment from getting there until your site is finished and stabilized. And once we get the site stabilized, we will remove this, and then all of the runoff off of this section right here will go into the large pond.
Okay, so here we are at the pond. They're finishing up on the pathway over there and putting down some topsoil, it looks like. We just had this paved, this beautiful pathway all around, with one little section where we haven't quite completed the full circle. We're waiting, I think, on a bridge that we're going to be constructing there. But if you want to tell us a little bit about this area and kind of the unique features and what's being planned for this area, that'd be great.
Yeah, this is basically the walking trail around the pond is created for the enjoyment of the residents here. Gives them an area where, when it's all finished, stabilized, the residents can walk. They can walk their pets down here, and
they'll have park benches.
And things like that, and most likely eventually it'll be fish in there. So,
right, and we'll have a pier going out onto it.
Right.
And right now, while we're still developing River Falls on this side of the pond, we're going to be completing and planting and finishing all of the plant material on the far side. But there is an extensive amount of plant material that's required, right?
Excuse me. That's correct. It's we're kind of phasing it. You have to do step A before you can do step B type thing. So we're working on it step by step by step. The pond itself is basically finished, and what we're finishing up on now, walking trails, landscaping, sod, irrigation, things around the pond.
Great, and I know this was a really fun project for you this winter, because it's hard to construct a pond in the middle of winter when there's lots of rainfall and everything else, and you have to have dry weather to create the pond, but there's constant wet weather, and it's the deepest hole in the area, right?
Right.
Well, let's just walk down just a little bit and we can talk about the swale going down to the river here. But as you see on the left here, these are homes at Woodside Meadow, some of which have been moved into, some of which are under construction, and others getting ready to be developed or constructed. And again, all of this will overlook this beautiful pond. How big is the pond? Is it an acre, 2 acres? Do you know?
No, it's well, when you consider an acre is about 209 feet by 209 feet, that's probably a good 3 acres here.
Gotcha. And then as we look down the way, there's a swath cut down to the Chickahominy River. If we were to continue down, you would walk to the Chickahominy River.
Right.
And that swath was cleared for?
We have both sanitary sewer and storm sewer in this easement going down to the Chickahominy. Storm sewer is the outfall for the large pond, and the sanitary sewer is the outfall for the farmstead, River Falls, and everything else on the western side of Holly Hill Road.
Okay. Well, Mike, this has just been awesome. I know everybody's going to love all the information that you've been able to provide us today, and we're really appreciative. We're grateful for the great weather and the dry weather that you've been having here. I know that's always important for us when we're in development, to continue to have good weather. And really appreciate your meeting with us today and helping educate everybody about everything here at Chickahominy.
Sure, glad to help.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.